And yet again, another bloodbath throughout the broader markets as overseas conflict looms, and yet massive opportunities fly in and out of the small cap realm with absolute power. Tickers TIRX and RYDE made a glimmer of hope today, so let's pop open the hood for a look into the potentials. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into the microburst. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and do everything necessary to get this channel to thrive, right? So let's go ahead and pop open ticker symbol LGVN. So this is actually coming back into the microburst from Monday, right? So we spoke of right here in this title down here, as you can see, we put microburst, KAVL, LGVN. One of these has huge potential. So we're observing here the price action from LGVN from Monday, and we were observing the price action going into Tuesday, which would be April 16th, April 15th into the 16th. Okay, so you can see here that we were sitting after hours, post hours in the area of about $3.01 on this video that we released here on April 15th, right? So let's go ahead and kind of compare the charts here to what happened from that previous read, and just go ahead and take a quick glimmer at this right here, right? So look at the price action from April 15th, right, where we were observing it right here. That was that last candle, right? And then we were observing here the price action for April 16th. So this was the play. Let's go ahead and just kind of observe this real quick before we move on to the tickers from today. So we were talking about a pullback from the price action of April 15th into these two zones. We had two loading zones, 278.84. 278 to 284, into the zone of about $2.66 to $2.59. We definitely got the pullback here at the beginning of the market trade, right? Right in here, we pulled right into our zone that we were talking about, and we actually ripped to the upside, and we were expecting a top side of the price action of 327 to 343. That team, you can see here that it marked off a massive 32% gainer if you were able to take advantage of this play from the ARCa Bulls trading team, right? So you can see here, yes, of course, price action continued on to further upside, but it is not our job to guess the very top or the very bottom. It is our job to maintain consistency in our plays. And please know that we absolutely got entrance from both of our levels here and met our upside targets with absolute power. So team, I just want to go ahead and describe to you and just show you here what happens in the ARCa Bulls trading team, right? So this was definitely something that was absolutely powerful, right, guys? So I love it. So what I want to do now, team, is actually take a look at what I want to do now is take a look at the tickers that we had movement from today, right? So first, let's go ahead and just switch over the screens here and take a look at ticker symbol TIRX, right? So this is on the 12-hour chart here, so you can observe that this move actually happened in the post hour. So look at the daily time frame. 48 close. 12-hour time frame. My goodness, reaching all the way to 191. Actually 190, right? So huge upside power on this. And does it have any continuation? I don't even know why it ripped. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, March 26th was the last time there was any news released on this thing, so it ripped to the upside massively. So if you were in this ticker, congratulations on this crazy win. So that's actually our little guy right here. My little guy sitting right next to me just watching his show. So if he says hello, he's just chilling, right? I'm going to try to get him to take a nap here pretty soon. So guys, the price action here, take a look at this in the post hours, ripping from the opening of the 12-hour candle to the top side, made an almost 300% move to that upside, ending the post hours at about 161.99% to the upside. Huge opportunity there, right? So now let's observe what it's doing. Do we have continuation? Do we have a short? What is the deal here, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple things here. So these are the moving averages here. We're looking at and observing the major moving averages: SMA 200 purple, EMA 200 orange, SMA 50 teal or cyan, whatever that is. And we definitely have that EMA 20 down here at 122, where it looks like price action is currently holding. I'm not going to ignore the fact that we have the SMA 5 kind of curving towards that downside. But I will also say that we do have the EMA 7 and EMA 9 curving towards a potential upside too. Okay, so I kind of just want to point that out there. So now that we know the position here from the immediate short-term time frame, 5-minute, let's go ahead and observe this chart here. Maybe pull back to the hourly time frame and observe volatility versus momentum. So you know what, guys, this is a pretty nice little setup here, right? We actually have a green wick to the upside here. Pull back with a bullish engulfing on an hourly iteration. I will say that usually when you tend to come into the markets right around this area here, you're completely overextended. You're cooking this RSI, and we're beyond any iteration of which this. I mean, actually one iteration, and it topped out right at the same place, right back here when price action went up to where'd it go to? Come on, let's do this. Oh wow, yeah, that was a big upside run. It went up to about $8. But yes, it looks like we had two similar areas that we pulled away from, right? So this top side here, the price action went up to $4.73. This area here went up to $8. And as you can see, historically, those two iterations were the reason why price action pulled back over here. All we do is add a horizontal line, and then we observe. Take a look at that. Confluence absolutely within those tops of the RSI, right? Important for you to manage and observe your momentum indicators too. Okay, so this one that's just a traditional setup, the RSI. Okay, so what I wanted to look at here was actually the impulse regarding momentum, stochastic momentum versus volatility, right? So you can see volatility here completely at maximum extension. This is critical expansion. So that means that there is a high frequency of transactions happening in the after hours, right? It actually spiked right into the close and into the open of the post-hours session here, and then just massively continue to the upside. The moving average is still suggesting upside, which means that we're still expanding, and this is now a little dangerous because the expansion phase is kind of paired with this downside on the stochastic momentum. So guys, remember, volatility, direction neutral. This doesn't mean that it's moving to the upside. It means that we're hitting the gas on a downside. Okay, so that's like throttling towards the downside. Your bias is given to you by your stochastic momentum. Okay, so if that's really the case, damn it, man, we're actually going to be experiencing here a pretty sharp decline, and that could show some weakness from the immediate short term. Let's go ahead and pull into the 15-minute and see what we got. So the 15-minute time frame looks like it's curling a little bit with a little bit of contraction. Let's see the 10-minute even. Right, okay, 10-minute has an upside with a little bit of contraction here. That means okay, a little bit of consolidation, right? Let's go to the bi-hourly time frame. Bi-hourly time frame still shows a very, very healthy pivot to the upside. So what that means to me is that we may experience some consolidation in the immediate short term before there is a continuation to the upside. I'm just giving you this based on the fact that we have the 4-hour time frame with a massive upside pivot and gravitational zone here for a pull to the upside. We're still expanding in volatility, getting our first 4-hour iteration of critical reads here with the red bars, right? I mean, guys, this is showing that there is still upside price action, 6-hour time frame in the gravitational zone upside pivot, also with maximum volatility, moving average still moving towards the upside on expansion. The 8-hour now is starting to shift. Yeah, this is telling me, team, that we're probably going to pull back just a little bit, consolidate, and then continue on to the upside, right? So let's go ahead and determine what that could be into the coming day, right? So observing the stats window here, so the current ATR low is telling us that we could experience a low of about 40 cents on the daily, right? And we also could experience a top side of about 50 cents on the daily ATR top. But honestly, I think we may be moving beyond those targets even still. We have about 5 cents in average true range right now. Let's see the 24-hour to see if we expand it a little bit, right? See what it says there. Yes. The 24-hour chart representing a day moving up to 16 cents in average true range. So that means that our current ATR top now gets shifted to around 58 cents, and we expanded. So that means that we're going to get price action lower too. Just in case, we have to observe targets down all the way to 24 cents. But in reality, team, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a zone here that I believe price action can reach down into, right? It could be right in here around the zone of about 110 to 93.27. In case there is failure of that area there, I have one more for you, right? There could be this zone down here too, 67.47 to 81.81. as a potential zone for us to look for, right? Because there is a potential drop here coming in soon, and we could be experiencing an area where we can load for a continuation to the upside in respects to the 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, and 12. I'm sorry, 4, 6, and 8 hour volatility versus momentum, still with a bias towards that upside. But please remember, got to play very careful here with these tickers, as you can see in this 24-hour chart. If we just get rid of these moving averages, I'm sorry, the side window, and block out the visibility here from any other indicator or whatever drawing, you're going to see here that we have many of those pumps, right? Huge upside pumps here. So those are all liquidity grabs, right? So it's I wouldn't say there's any difference within this one here, except for the fact that we're double topping at a very critical zone. So if there is any upside continuation to be figured here, this would be the area to consider right there, here. So that could be the zone for us to complete with a daily close above that. Yeah, the bulls could take control here. All right, so be very, very careful with the way this is moving. But if you are to experience a downside here into these areas here, then yes, your topside resistance would naturally be, again, the area of about 127. So let's draw that in, right? The first area to come back into as a take profit zone is going to be that, the 127 to about, let me keep it in high discretion here, right? Just about 144. And following this zone here, you would have to take a look at this area here. Very important zone that down there, right? So we'll go ahead and mark that off too. 169 to the top of the price action in the post hours, which could be about 190, right? So aside from that, yes, I do have a 219 target, but please remember that that's the massive inflection that we have to combat in order for us to continue on to any kind of upside. Okay, so if we do get moves like this, right, this would be your red zones. So, let's go ahead and just replace that here. This would be the arguably speaking, the take profit zones, right? So, and remember that these tickers are completely ran by psychology, so the play may not actually work. But using some of the tools that we have available, it looks like we may actually be experiencing a move like this, right? Down into the loading zones here and then up to the take profit areas. I wouldn't put it past this thing to continue to the upside here even still. So just please be very careful with the way you play this ticker, okay? You guys, please, please, please. So let's go ahead and now take a look at ticker symbol RYDE, RYDE. On a bi-daily time frame, take a look at this, right? Huge green bar here, and this is all the price action that happened intraday. So if we look at the 12-hour chart, check it out, right? This was all the price action starting from actually Monday, down at the lows of $2, all the way up to today, where it reached $4 and a very impressive, almost $5 valuation here, right? Huge upside on this ticker. So let's see what it has for continuation here. I got to tell you guys that my edge diminishes a little bit with tickers like this because it does have, this was just IPO'd recently, right? I think March of this year. So, hey, buddy. So, that's that little guy over there talking about a blue monster. I love you, buddy. So, okay, guys. So critical support that we're facing right now. You got a rainbow there, buddy. Yeah, so we got a critical support down here, right? Let's draw it in, and let's see what's up, right? So this is going to be your area of support right about here. It looks like price action kind of ended right within that 50% of that return, right? So let's go ahead and just kind of put this little teal color down here, right? So we're looking at support bottoms here. If there is a continuation to the downside, yeah, we still have some more targets to observe. Of course, we got to be very, very careful with the way we observe this, the price action here, because guys, like I said, it's running on psychology. We got to be super careful when it comes to things like this. These squeeze tickers, right? Massive distractions. So got to be careful here. Keep in consideration 3 targets here, okay? 334 to 317. Center of the target here would be around 325. So keep these 3 in mind, okay, for a potential pullback. ATR, the average true range here on a daily basis, actually on the 12-hour, it's looking like we have about a 52-cent average true range and almost $1 in the daily ATR. Okay, so moving from this 360 down to 325, that may actually expand just a little bit more, right? So let's go ahead and mark off the lower bound to this and the just in case bound, right? So there is a possibility where this thing could drop into this area here, okay? Using a combination of closing bases and wick bases, we can identify 294 to 304, and that means that now we would have the lower bounds for support before a continuation to the upside. So let's validate that upside. First of all, volatility versus momentum 12-hour looking good, right? Upside pivots on that stochastic, expanding volatility looking good. 4-hour time frame, let's see. Okay, 4-hour time frame has a downside, so let's get a little more granular here, right? 15-minute time frame is showing a little bit of consolidation here, expansion starting to happen. In other words, it's probably building an immediate short-term time frame, bull flag of sorts. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute time frame here. We have absolutely consolidation. Again, this doesn't feel like it may continue too strongly, but the 5-minute and the 10-minute both have some upside. Okay, so if we're going to continue here, let's look at the hourly one more time, right? Okay, potential corrective pivot here. Let's see the bi-hourly. Bi-hourly does have a downside. 3-hour time frame downside. Okay. 4-hour time frame downside. Okay, so there it is. 8-hour time frame does have the upside. So I think that for the better part of tomorrow, we could experience a red day for all distribution, and then maybe leading into the following day. So Friday, maybe Monday, there could be a reaccumulation phase on this. And of course, some of the upside targets to observe here could be something as simple as, hey, baby, something could be as simple as this right over here, right? So we can observe here this take profit target as the area number 1 as we come back up to the top sides of price, right? And the secondary area would be right about here, considering the top of the price action, right? So that's going to be 495 to 478. Top side of the price over here could be 403 to 419. And the 8-hour time frame is supporting that upside, right? So here's the warning. If volatility and momentum start to shift in the immediate short-term time frame, what I mean by that is it starts showing a deeper decline, then the deeper decline may start cascading even into the 6 and 8-hour time frame and into the 12, invalidating the upside move entirely, and this would be a complete return of the entire gain. Okay, so you got to be careful here. Pay attention to the fundamentals on this. No idea why it's running to the upside here. Last news we got was yesterday. RYDE Group initiated at buy from. Okay, so it's got a positive rating, which let's just be careful. Okay, so just that's how it goes, team. Okay, so please remember, team, that I'm still offering the ArcMastersCourse, right? So I'm going to condense my 18-week program down to a 4 to 5 week beginner's program for trading, and this is going to segue into the 8 to 12 strategies mentorship. Okay, guys, so that strategies mentorship is something that I'm looking forward to because a lot of my original master students are going to be joining this. I'm talking about already 160 ARCa Bulls trading team master students, and a lot of them trade with me every day in the ARCa Bulls trading team Discord. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description below, or I'm going to just go ahead and add it on the top end here at the top side of your screen, right? So now let's what I'm going to do here is now include the email for you to reach out to me, right? So go ahead and reach out to me if you are interested in signing up to the ArcMastersCourse. But please remember that I gave precedence to my existing master students, so they are already filling up these seats. I need you to go ahead and take charge of this, right? Because it's not going to be forever that I offer this. It's eventually just going to be a digital form, and you won't get to have the interaction with me like they do at every course, at every lecture. ArcMastersCourse@gmail.com. Get in touch with me there so that we can go ahead and get you enrolled. Okay, team, so thank you so much for giving this a listen. Please make sure to remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, all right? So let's go ahead and sign out here and get this thing rolling. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, never, ever, never, never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your day and or night. And I will catch you at the Bell Mañana. Adios, team.